Hey everyone, welcome back to CB Auto News. If you're into rugged trucks, tough terrains, or just want a reliable pickup that can do it all, you're in for a treat. Because today, we're diving into one of the most anticipated pickups of the decade, the all-new 2026 Toyota Hilux. This isn't just a facelift. Toyota is bringing serious updates to one of its most iconic nameplates. Whether you're a longtime Hilux fan or just starting to look at your next off-road companion, this is a truck you need to know about. Let's jump right in and break down everything, from design to performance, tech upgrades to powertrains, and everything in between. Buckle up. All right, let's start with the looks. Because wow, Toyota's really dialed up the aggression. The 2026 Hilux gets a bold new front end that screams, ready for anything. Gone is the familiar conservative face of the previous generation. In its place, we now have a sharper, meaner front fascia. Slim LED headlights flank a larger, boxier grille, giving it a squared-off modern look that wouldn't look out of place in a military convoy. And those sculpted corners on the bumper? Yeah, those are paired with a beefy skid plate that gives it real off-road attitude. There's also a noticeable update to the fenders, now lined with tough-looking plastic cladding, a nod to the rugged environments this truck is built to conquer. From bush trails in Australia to construction sites in Southeast Asia, this Hilux is clearly dressed for the job. Out back, Toyota has cleaned up the rear with a more modern tailgate design, updated taillights, and integrated bumper steps that make climbing into the bed a lot easier. A simple, smart touch for everyday usability. But here's something interesting. The cab structure, roofline, and door design haven't changed much. That's right. Toyota chose to keep the core structure intact, likely to streamline production and maintain proven durability. So it's a mix of fresh and familiar. And honestly, that's probably a smart move. Now, we've only seen the dual cab prototype so far, but make no mistake, the 2026 Hilux lineup will be just as versatile as ever. Expect single cab and chassis cab versions to follow at launch, perfect for both tradespeople and fleet buyers who want that Hilux reliability in different shapes and sizes. Toyota knows this truck is more than just a weekend warrior. It's a global workhorse, and they're not about to abandon that legacy. Let's step inside, because the cabin is where the Hilux takes one of its biggest leaps forward. If you've ever sat in the outgoing model, you'll know the interior was functional, but a bit dated. Not anymore. The 2026 Hilux gets a completely revamped interior with higher quality materials, a more refined layout, and finally, the kind of tech that modern drivers expect. At the heart of the dash is a huge 12.3-inch touchscreen running Toyota's latest infotainment system. It supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and yes, there's also wireless phone charging. No more cords dangling everywhere. You also get a fully digital instrument cluster, offering sharp graphics and customizable views for trip data, navigation, and even off-road diagnostics. Higher trims are expected to come with surround view cameras and off-road terrain monitors, giving you a better look when crawling over rocks or navigating tight forest trails. And let's not forget about comfort. Toyota's reportedly borrowing the shock-absorbing seats from the Tacoma TRD Pro, which means more support, less fatigue, and a far better experience on rough trails or long drives. Now here's where things get a little nerdy, but in a good way. Instead of switching to the newer TNGA-F platform, like what you'll find in the Tacoma or Land Cruiser, Toyota is sticking with a heavily updated version of the IMV ladder frame chassis. Why? Because it works. It's been proven across the globe, from muddy farms to mountain roads, and it's tough as nails. That said, Toyota isn't just copy-pasting the old platform. Expect major tweaks to the suspension and steering systems, including a likely switch to electric power steering. That opens the door to more advanced driver assist features, things like lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and even semi-autonomous trail guidance. They've also widened the track for better stability and paired it with upgraded KYB monotube shocks, which means more control, better ride quality, and enhanced off-road confidence. Now, let's talk power, because under the hood, the Hilux is getting some serious attention. At launch, expect a range of diesel and gasoline engines, depending on your market. The star of the show is the 2.8-liter turbo diesel, a refined version of what we already know, now pushing 221 horsepower and 550 newton-meters, or 406 pound-feet of torque. That's plenty for towing, off-roading, and day-to-day grunt. But what about the competition? Well, the Ford Ranger Raptor still sits ahead in raw numbers, with 392 horsepower from its twin-turbo V6 in Australia, but Toyota is clearly moving closer. Toyota has also confirmed something huge. A fully electric Hilux is coming. Yes, a Hilux EV is set to enter production in Thailand by late 2025, and it'll likely be based on this next-gen platform. Perfect for fleets and urban users who want zero emissions but still need real-world toughness. And if that's not enough, Toyota has been quietly testing hydrogen fuel cell prototypes as well, meaning this truck could eventually come with 3 different types of propulsion. No surprise here, but Toyota is doubling down on safety, especially as more countries introduce stricter vehicle regulations. The 2026 Hilux is expected to come standard with the full Toyota Safety Sense suite. That includes adaptive cruise control, lane departure alert, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert. Upper trims could also see enhancements like 360-degree camera views, parking sensors, and trailer stability assist, making the Hilux easier to handle, even for new drivers or first-time truck owners. Toyota knows its audience. The Hilux has long been the vehicle of choice for farmers, adventurers, and off-roaders alike, and with the 2026 model, that legacy is only getting stronger. This new version isn't chasing high-speed desert runs like the Ranger Raptor. Instead, Toyota is aiming for technical off-roading capability, that slow, deliberate, and calculated kind of 4WD crawling where durability matters more than horsepower. Expect locking differentials, improved ground clearance, stronger underbody protection, and better approach departure angles. Think rock climbs, muddy river crossings, and brutal jungle trails, places where finesse, grip, and build quality beat raw power every time. So who's the Hilux really up against? Well, besides the Ford Ranger and Ranger Raptor, Toyota's got its eyes on competitors like the Nissan Navara Warrior, Isuzu D-Max, Jeep Gladiator Mojave, and the rugged new Ineos Grenadier Quartermaster. Each of these trucks brings its own flavor to the midsize pickup game. But the Hilux has something none of them can touch: a global reputation for reliability. And in many parts of the world, that trust is worth more than any horsepower figure. Toyota hasn't officially dropped the price tags yet, but expect a similar range to the outgoing model, adjusted for inflation and all the new tech on board. In Australia and Southeast Asia, entry-level workhorse trims will likely start around $35,000, while fully loaded models with all the off-road goodies and tech features could reach $65,000 or more. We're expecting a full reveal later this year, with sales starting in early 2026, just in time to shake up the mid-size truck market once again. So, here's the big question. Is the 2026 Toyota Hilux worth the wait? Honestly, absolutely. It may not dethrone the Ranger Raptor in raw speed, but it offers something else: reliability, versatility, and true off-road engineering. Toyota hasn't reinvented the Hilux. They've refined it. And sometimes, that's exactly what a great truck needs. You're getting a bold new design, smarter tech, better comfort, improved off-road capability, and even electric options, all while keeping the core Hilux DNA intact. If you need a pickup that can work hard all week and still be your adventure partner on the weekends, this might just be the one to watch. So, what do you think of the 2026 Hilux? Would you take this over a Ranger or Navara? Or are you holding out for the EV version? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a future review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.